All right, perfect. So welcome everybody who's here with us on the Zoom webinar or whoever is joining us from Facebook Live. So thank you for your participation today. Um, Today, our goal is to share expertise that Mr. Mintu Jha is going to share with us on the topic of generating leads and sales from LinkedIn. So Mintu's been doing that very successfully in the past decade or so that he's been working with LinkedIn or products like it. And we're going to talk primarily about LinkedIn today and focus on how, let's say, people who are just building out their profiles on LinkedIn and how they can start using LinkedIn, entrepreneurs, how they can start looking at LinkedIn to generate sales and leads. And then as a business owner, how can LinkedIn benefit you? So those are some of the topics that we're going to talk about. We also have a Q&A section that you can send us your questions. So you can use the chat window to do that. This is a webinar where you can talk as well, but I do not encourage anybody talking. So if you have any questions, just type it in the chat window and we'll get them answered promptly. So without further ado, let me introduce PCC, or let me introduce myself first. Who am I? So my name is Harsimran Grewal. I go by Harry mostly. I'm a pre-sales engineering leader at Litmus Automation. Litmus is a leader in industrial IoT software across the globe. And I also run a small web software development agency in Canada by the name of TechGrid. My background is primarily working with supply chain manufacturing and industrial IoT information systems for the past, I'd say 12, 13 years. I hold an MBA in supply chain and logistics, specialize mostly in industrial IoT and machine learning technologies right now. So that's my primary focus working with Litmus. I've served on boards of a family-run nonprofit as well as a couple of other chambers of commerce down in Florida. And also, it's been a pleasure working with Punjabi Chamber of Commerce. It's been a very interesting journey so far. I've met a lot of great people. And we shared a lot of great content with people who are joining the call. Also, this content is available as a recording later on if anybody wants to refer to it later. So let's talk about Punjabi Chamber of Commerce. Punjabi Chamber of Commerce is a completely nonprofit institution devoted to the interests of professionals and businesses in the Punjabi community. As you all know, Punjabi community is a very vast community. It's not confined to the areas within Punjab or Delhi or anywhere else or India. We're a truly global community, and PCC is an organization that helps Punjabis and Indians across the globe to connect with the goal of networking with each other, finding opportunities that may exist across the globe for different people. That may be business opportunities, that may be professional networking opportunities, or opportunities to just expand your network. So PCC is a great platform to do that. And we're truly global. We're spread across 4 continents. As you can see here, a lot of countries. We have 17 chapters across the globe now. In all of those chapters have a healthy group of people that are within them. And this is also, I'm part of the Toronto, Canada chapter. And like I said, I've met some great individuals within Canada, across the US, in India, and it's just so much fun, if nothing else, right? What is the goal here? The goal here is to build the community in a more digital way, right? So there's a lot less opportunities to go meet people in a local, let's say a local bar or a local professional networking group or anything. So what we try to do here is provide content and sessions or networking sessions out there where people can come together and start talking or networking. So it is in its basic form, that's what we do. There's a lot of things that we do around all that to enable our community to grow collectively, like this session today. And then again, it's also a platform where we can build something on a global level and then enable our next generations to kind of grow and build and succeed on it. We're truly a Punjabi Chamber of Commerce because as Punjabis, we're from possible religion out there. So we have a strict no religion, no politics policy in place. We do not tolerate any conversations on those topics. We're totally about diversity and inclusion and enabling each other to do better. Next slide, please. And this is some of the things that we've been doing lately. First of all, signing up for PCC, becoming a member is free, right? So there's no effort on your part. All you do is go to the website, fill in a short form, just sign up, and we'll basically be very non-invasive. We just email you some updates about what we're doing. So we're not really going to be bugging you a lot. This is totally voluntary. You don't have to participate if you don't like, but there is so much going on that it is only a give relationship at this moment. If you want to participate in, let's say, webinars like these, you're most welcome to do that. So so there's opportunities to just be just a member or be a participant in the chamber as well. So some of the things that we've done recently to help the pandemic or help during the pandemic that's been going on in India and elsewhere. So we collectively as an organization raised about $100,000 and distributed about 100 oxygen concentrators in government hospitals of Punjab, right? Why government hospitals? Because they were probably the most, the organizations that were in a cash crunch. So we wanted to help them out the most. We're continuing to raise funds for setting up oxygen plants because it's hard to kind of purchase all of that and then ship them across the globe to get them somewhere. So what we're trying to do is set up oxygen plants within India so that we can partner with organizations like Rotary International, which is a great organization by itself, and having some self-dependent setups here like the oxygen plant that can supply locally. And for the young people, I still consider myself young, but okay, they don't consider me young enough for the Global Youth Squad, but if you're under the age of 20 or 25, you can join the Global Youth Squad, where they kind of do their own thing, where they're doing participating in a lot of different conversations around a lot of the STEM fields, science, technology, engineering, and management. They're doing a lot of things that a lot of the youth are doing today, but in a more structured way, where they're trying to share all this information with the global youth. Next slide, please. All right, so the main man of this webinar is Mintu Jha. Mintu's a leader in the marketing industry. He's been doing this for the past decade or so. He has tremendous experience working with businesses, not only locally, but across the globe, helping entrepreneurs, helping businesses set up their marketing books, set up their branding. And he's been, he started from humble beginnings, right? I mean, he started probably as a one-man shop and lived paycheck to paycheck, but now he's kind of put himself to that up to that level where in total he's helped about 300 odd businesses generate more revenue, build more brand presence. So he's done a great job there. Moreover, he has plans to bring some digital training to the folks in India or elsewhere. So he wants to enable upcoming entrepreneurs or digipreneurs to get the education that they need to be successful in the marketplace. So what he's doing in his company, Marketing Lab, I think that's what he's calling it. And he can probably talk more about it when he comes online. But what they're trying to do is set up an education platform called Urban Pathshala with the goal of bridging the gap in the education sector by providing more, providing education that's more relevant to, let's say, people that want to participate in the marketing field or want to be digipreneurs. So with that, I'm going to pass over the mic to Mintu, and he's going to talk more about what we talked about here, about his profile, how he helps people, and his own presentation about how to be successful on LinkedIn. So Mintu, welcome, and please say hi to the team.
Thank you so much, Harry, for having me, and hello, everyone. Thank you for joining, and I look forward to adding some good value in this presentation. So I'm going to share my screen just. Are you able to see?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes, we can see it.
All right, perfect. So this workshop is all about how can we generate leads and sales with LinkedIn. And there is a slide in which I'll talk a little bit more about me, but let's just set the tone for what can we expect in the next 45 minutes or so. So what to expect in this workshop? Why should you pay attention to LinkedIn? Among all the social media platform, why LinkedIn? Importance of having an all-star LinkedIn profile, because you should treat LinkedIn differently from how you treat Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, all that other thing, because LinkedIn serves a different purpose. So we'll talk about that. We will talk about profile optimization. We will talk about how to position yourself as a thought leader. And finally, we will talk about how to use LinkedIn to generate leads and sales. So this is going to be a 4-step process, where step 1, which is the foundation of everything, that is to create an all-star LinkedIn profile. Step 2 is, once you have a good profile, then you start expanding your network. And then you start positioning yourself as an authority. And then once you have all this system in place, then it's all about consistency, that you are creating a daily and a weekly routine to just make sure that you are consistent with the efforts and you're sticking with it. So a little bit more about me. I am a digital marketing agency owner. Marketing Lab is my brand, where I have worked with over 300 brands internationally, ranging from e-commerce, real estate, and most of these businesses are in the US, UK, Europe, Australia. So these businesses include, e-com, real estate, and other local businesses such as Kids Activity Center, dance school, all these things. In the last 18 months, we have generated over $75,000 in revenue just from LinkedIn. Besides this, I am also an advertising and funnel specialist. And this is something that I really take pride in. I am a lifelong learner. So every week, I am always open to learning, trying new things, because that's what get the most out of me. So let's hear from people that we have right now. How many of you use LinkedIn? Or, I assume most of you have a profile, but how many of you actively use it?
Well, I certainly use it. This is Harry, by the way. I certainly use it. And
Awesome.
if you're trying to say something, you can also type in the chat window. There you go. Mr. Mataru does. I think everybody who's probably joined today does use LinkedIn in some shape or form.
Perfect. All right. So what comes to the mind when we think of LinkedIn? Like, you can post it in the chat, it can be 1 or 2 words. Awesome, great. So Balraj has 4,000 plus connections. That's amazing. What comes to your mind when you think of LinkedIn?
Firstly, it was mostly like, it's just a professional networking tool. You basically host your profile, hopefully you'll find a job. So that's pretty much why most people come to LinkedIn. But I think as they start using it more, they see more value in it, but sometimes they just don't know how to extract that value. So I think that's where
Right.
you come in, and your knowledge will really be essential here for us to create those profiles, create those personas, or be
Yeah.
recognized as a thought leader in the industry. So
Yeah.
that was my first impression of LinkedIn when I first joined back when, I don't want to age myself, but back in 2010.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with LinkedIn, you build trust with your network, right? It helps you create a brand. It's obviously great for job seekers, as in it helps you find your dream job. It helps you generate leads. And we will talk about, how to generate leads organically and how you can use LinkedIn Sales Nav to generate leads. LinkedIn could be a source of possible partnership. It is great for knowledge. And obviously, there's a lot of content, and the form of content on LinkedIn is different than what you see on other social media platforms such as Facebook or Instagram. And then obviously, the most important thing is networking. So I'll talk about some of the stats here. If you like, if for a business owner, if you're not actively using LinkedIn, you are losing out on 80% of the leads. I'm not saying this, but this is based on a recent study that was published. So a study shows that 80% of B2B leads come from LinkedIn, and 95% of B2B marketer use LinkedIn to distribute content. As of today, LinkedIn has 740 million people, and over 40% of people use this platform every day. Now, one of the most important thing about having LinkedIn is you want to have, like, it's the foundation of everything that you do, that you need to have a good profile. Like, it's not just enough to have a LinkedIn account, but you got to have a good profile. Now, when we talk about a good profile, the first thing is the profile photos. Okay. So with profile photos, what you're seeing is a screenshot from someone named Cool Guy, and there is no profile photo. So what happens is, if you do not have a profile photo, or if you do not have a photo where you are looking approachable, it's kind of a turn off for people, who you are trying to connect with. So it's, what you're seeing on the screen, this is a strict no. This is not something that we should be doing. The other screenshot that you're seeing is, someone on a vacation, probably looking at the mountains with his hand open. Again, this is good for other social media platform, but not for LinkedIn. This is not what you should be doing. And then we have this image of a shirtless person. Again, this is not what LinkedIn is for. So here are some tips for having the perfect LinkedIn profile photo. Number one, choose a recent picture that looks like you, because if you're connecting with people, there are chances that you will talk to some of them, and it will just look odd if you're using a photo which is 10 years old version of you. So you want to use a photo that looks like you and that is recent. The second thing is, your picture should take 60% of the frame. So you should not be too far or too front. If you're too front, it could just be your face, which is again not what it should be. So the profile photo, it should take 60% of the frame. You should have an appropriate expression, and you should look approachable. Like, don't have that disgruntled serious look where and again, at the same time, you should not be showing all your teeth, but it's just that you're showing to your audience that you are approachable. So that's how you should have your profile picture as. No distracting background. And then so that makes a great profile photo. With that, we move on to the next thing, which is a headline. Now, a headline is something that comes just one line below the profile photo. It should be 120 character limit, including spaces. It describes who you are and what you do. It explains how it benefits your viewer. So again, if I'll share, when I share my profile, you can see that I call myself as a Facebook ad expert, as a lead generation expert, and then I talk to my audience as someone who can help you generate leads and sales using internet marketing. So your headline should definitely have something for the viewer, like how it benefits the viewer. It must answer that. And then just to grab attention, a lot of people I see, they use a ton of emojis, or so that is something that you should be avoiding. Don't use unnecessary symbols or emojis, because that's not going that is in fact a turn off and it does not really grab attention. And then you should never use all uppercase. Like if you just want to use one word as uppercase, that's fine. But then the entire 120 characters in uppercase, that is not advisable. All right, so. And then the other thing is, this is something that will help you with the search engine optimization is you want to use keywords that others might use when they are searching for services you offer. So again, what you're seeing on the screen, this is a screenshot of my LinkedIn headline. It says digital marketer, lead gen expert, helping businesses get more leads and make more sales guaranteed. So yeah, that explains what I do in the agency side of my business. The next thing is personalization. So personalization is, when you are on your profile and then you click on the pencil icon, and then you can scroll down to the bottom and click on the pencil next to the contact information, and you will see a couple of things here. So actually, I'll move away from this PowerPoint and I will share my profile so that you can see what I'm talking about. Harry, can you see my screen?
Yep, we can see it. We can see your profile now.
All right. So it is when you click on this pencil icon here, just gonna discard it. And then when you scroll further, this is where you can update it. So I have added my website as marketinglab.in, and a quick small hack here, I could have chose as a personal or company, but I decided to choose other. And when I decide to choose other, it lets me type a small blurb, which is 30 characters. 30 characters is the limit here. So it lets me add that, and I've added like get more leads and sales. And then it allows you to, if you want to mention your address or your phone number, this is where you can add. It is extremely important and advisable to have your birthday, because again, that's one day of the year when your notification goes to all of your LinkedIn connection. You don't want to miss that. All the other days, if you want to get noticed, you're messaging someone or you're connecting with someone, but this is that one day of the year where that LinkedIn sends that notification to everybody. So I'll go back to the screen. Yeah, so you can add the profile just like how I shared on my screen, and you should add your birthday so all your connections see you at least once a year. And you should have your email address where you want people to contact you. Most probably your LinkedIn account will be on your Gmail or any other domain email address. But then if you feel that you are best contactable on a professional email address, feel free to update it there. So that's where people can connect with you. All right. Is everybody following so far? Any questions so far that I can answer? Okay, Inder says, I've been in the advertising and consulting for past 44 years. Wow, that's amazing. Never got involved much with social media as there was never enough time. Okay, Rajshri, very useful info and informative. Thank you. Awesome. Thank you,
I think we're doing good. We can probably continue. And as questions pop up, I can probably voice them as well.
Okay, awesome. All right, we move on to the next section, which is the summary. Now, this is the meat of everything. This is your big description. that you are telling about yourself. And here are some tips for writing a great summary. Number one is be authentic. Like, internet is full of people who are, copying information from one place to other. That is not what you want to do. In fact, I think there was one page that I saw, whether it was Social Samosa or marketingmind.in, and they showed a picture of someone who copied somebody else's LinkedIn profile word by word. He did not even care to change the name. That is not what we want to do. We want to be authentic. We want to show personality in whatever you are doing so that you just come across as authentic. And then you write it in a narrative format. You include keyword that you have used in the headline. So again, in the headline, in my headline, I have used lead gen, I have used marketing. So those are the terms that you do want to use also in the summary to make it sound, to have you just increase the SEO score. And then if you can include a story if you can. And again, I'll show my profile. So if you can see, this is a snapshot from my profile where I have mentioned helping businesses create a profitable and predictable marketing system by generating more leads and making more sales. So again, this here is one more place where I'm talking about generating more leads and making more sales. The majority of people, and then I say the majority of people don't understand buyer intent. People can get you lead, but not many can get you leads that have high intent. On studying the psychology behind why people buy what they buy, I learned that although people hate being sold to, they love to buy. For your business, I help attract leads and convert those leads into buyer. And then I mention a handful of business niches that I have worked with. And here I have, it's a small story. So I've written, people hesitate if digital marketing can get them results. I happen to speak to a business owner that spends 8-figure in traditional advertising. And in 2 weeks, his cost per lead was 1/10 of what it was from traditional advertising. If you're a business owner, I can help you get more qualified leads and turn them into sales on autopilot. If you want help and you want to dramatically change your business in the next 30 to 90 days, feel free to drop me a message. And then I have two hashtag lead gen digital marketer. So, this is where I'm trying to say a short story about a business owner that I had conversation with and the sort of results that I got for him. This also talks about the niches that I have worked with. And then obviously it says that I help businesses generate more leads and make more sales. And then I have a call to action where I say, if you want help and you want to dramatically change your business in the next 30 to 90 days, we should chat. So that's my profile summary. And then we move on to the next section, which is education, skills, and endorsement. And again, this is something that we need to be authentic. So whatever is our real education, we should put that. Now, one odd thing about LinkedIn is, even if you put whatever you like, there was some guy that I saw in some social media article, his profile said that he had studied at Harvard, which was not true. So again, this is a place where you want to be authentic and you want to be truthful. So whatever the real education skill sets are, that is what you should add. So you should update all your education. And if you have additional certification, this is where you need to update it. Ensure all your skills are added. And then you need to pick top 3 endorsement. So how can you get an endorsement is, you can ask your connections to endorse you for any particular skill. And a good way to ask anyone to endorse you is by endorsing them. And when you endorse them for a certain skill, feel free to send a message that, hey, I just endorse you for this skill. Do you mind endorsing me back for, if you have a preference, feel free to ask them to endorse you for that particular skill. So that is how you can get endorsement. And if your profile has endorsement in, let's say, 10 skills, by default, LinkedIn will show the top 3 endorsement that you have got from most people. So that's how the endorsement shows. And always you can ask your friends, colleagues, ex-colleagues, people you work with, people you have worked with in the past, everybody, you can ask them to endorse you. And then go ahead and endorse 10 people. And obviously, most of them will endorse you back. The next thing is recommendation. Now, this is something where, you start being more genuine, because again, in recommendation, you are not telling to other people that I'm the best or I do this. In your summary, you are telling that, but in recommendation, your audience or your people who visit your profile, they are hearing from others on how good you are. Okay, so do we have anyone with a recommendation here? Anyone with a recommendation in your profile?
Yep, I believe I have a couple on mine.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, so the next thing we should do is we should ask for 5 recommendation, obviously from 5 different people. And again, the best way to ask for recommendation is to give recommendation. So if you have, if it is a colleague, ex-colleague, anyone it is that you're connected with, go ahead and send them a recommendation. And then in turn, feel free to ask for a recommendation. And when you are asking for a recommendation, LinkedIn also gives you the option, like if you, let's say, if you want to be recommended for your sales skill, be sure to ask them that, hey, in the time that we work together, if you did a sales job with them, feel free to ask them that, can you recommend me for this particular skill? So they'll recommend you, and then you get to review that recommendation. And again, if you would like to have any changes, you can ask them, and that recommendation is visible on your profile. It's visible to everyone. All right, so that was pretty much about profile, creating an all-star profile. Do we have any question? All right, cool.
I don't see any questions, but there is one about signing up for monthly premium. What benefits does that offer? You may already be covering it, so we can.
Yeah, that's in the plan. So there is a slide for that that we'll talk about. So the next thing is to grow your network, and there are 2 ways how you can grow your network. The number 1 thing is to do it organically, and the number 2 thing is to sign up for that 1 month premium, which obviously is every penny is worth it. But then, yeah, let's talk about how you can grow your network organically. So when you are in the search bar, and let's say you search for any random name, I don't know why I typed it, but it was just there. So once you search for anything,
I don't think we can see your LinkedIn. I think you're showing your browser.
Oh, yeah, I'm showing the browser. Let me share my full screen.
Thank you.
Harry, give me just a couple of seconds. I have to connect the laptop to the charger.
Hey, no worries, no worries, no worries. I mean, I think it's been a bunch of great information from just setting up your profile. I think everybody should have those bases covered to begin with. I mean, having your profile statement, however you want to pitch yourself, kind of straightened out. The description of your profile that needs to be done. First and foremost, your picture. Find that photographer friend. We all have that photographer friend that bought that fancy camera because they thought they were great. So find that guy, have him take a few good pictures of you in your professional clothing, if you like, and put that on there. That's a no-brainer. If you don't have a good profile picture, nobody even goes forward to even read your profile. So that's a good investment you can make.
Definitely. Okay, now you should see my screen, right?
Yep, we can see your screen. Yeah, we can see the browser.
All right, perfect. So in the search, let me just start over again. I'll just go to the home page. And this is where you start over. So in the search bar, let's say, I search for Stephen, and then we get all these things. We have people, post, job, company, group, school, event, courses, services, all filters. So I'll click on all filters, and here, so I'm searching for first connection. That's all I'm doing right now. First connection means like whoever you are sending a connection request to, you have at least one connection in common with that person. And then connections for, so I'm not choosing this location, I'll choose United States. And current company, I'll not choose company. And let's say I want to choose real estate. So first connection in United States and in the real estate industry and people who speak English. So when I click show results, so it's going to show me that I have 21 possible first level connection. But remember, this is just first level connection. When I click on this drop down and when I add second level connection also, and when I click show result, you'll see that that 21 will go to 4,700. And then if I add third level connection also, it will go to several thousands. Yeah, 45,000. So when you're just starting off, connecting with people, I would advise to only start with first level connection. And once you have, connected with all the possible first level connection, then you can go to second level. And this is where, and then, once you have exhausted all the second level, go to the third level. But yeah, that will be a lot of connection. So, first level and second level, that will give you a lot of leverage. So, now you are seeing all these people, they are in real estate, they're in the United States, they speak English, and they are my first level or second level connection. So let's say now if I just remove Stephen, because I search for Stephen, and now it shows me everybody who is by that name. So when I click on, I can click on this person's profile, and it will send a notification to him that somebody has visited your profile. So it will show him my name that I visited his profile, which is fine. But then this is how you start connecting with people.
So Mintu, while this loads, so when you find somebody you want to connect with, do you typically just send them a connection request, or do you tag along a message, or how do you typically approach that? Yeah.
No, so what you should do is, what I do is, I don't just click on, I don't just click on connect, but I do send a personalized message when I am, when I'm trying to connect. So when I click on more, oh, he is already a connection. Let me remove the first so that. It's still loading. Yeah. So now I have this connect button. This is this person's name is Stephen Smith. He's a real estate agent at eXp Realty. So I'll click on connect, and then it shows me this pop out. You can customize this invitation, which it is highly recommended that we do. So you can click on add a note, and then feel free to add your personal touch. Like normally, if I had to connect with him, I'll type a message, hey, Stephen, as a digital marketer working with lots of estate agents. I am looking to expand my network. And this is the message I'll send him. And feel free to customize it and add personality. Again, this gives them a reason, and this answers them like, why are you sending that connection request? Because a lot of people, they don't even care, they'll just add you. But then a lot of people, they do read this message before they accept your connection request. Like they just have this curiosity, like, why is this person sending me a connection request? So always give them a reason. Write a short note. Here you do not have opportunity to write very long. It's just 300 characters. So feel free to write a short note when you are connecting with people and when you're sending them connection requests. So this is how you can find people. Again, this you can find a lot of people organically. You can search with whatever industry, any geographical location, any, you can filter by the language they speak. And this is how you can do organically. Now, once you have exhausted your organic options, the other thing to do is to sign up for LinkedIn Sales Navigator. And Sales Navigator, it's a premium feature of LinkedIn. It is it gives you a lot more options than what the free one does. And I recorded a 4-minute video explaining how to use Sales Navigator. So I'll just play that. All right, so this, Harry, can you hear?
Yep, we can
Quick
hear.
video will okay.
Yep, we can hear.
Show you how to find leads using the paid version of LinkedIn, which is LinkedIn Sales Navigator. Now, if you have not used Sales Navigator before, you can sign up for a free 30-day trial. And after 30 days, it's paid, but it is worth every penny that you spend on it. So once you have signed up for LinkedIn Sales Navigator, this is what you're going to see. So, it will be home, account list, lead list, messaging, admin, messaging. Under messaging, you will only find the messaging that you are doing from Sales Navigator and not from your normal LinkedIn. All right. So to find leads, now this allows you to find leads in any company at any position. So this is an amazing tool. So to find leads, what you'll do is, let's say I'll click on this search bar, and then I will just click on geography, which will open up another whole new thing. And so here, let's say I want to search for, let's say I'm a marketing agency and I want to search for real estate agents. Okay. So I want to search for real estate agents who are in US. So under geography, I will search for, United States. There you go. Under industries, I will select real estate. Okay. And relationship. So first degree, so there's first degree connection, second degree connection, and third degree connection. Okay, I will, if I am starting brand new, I will just go with first degree connection. By first degree connection, it means that, me and that lead, we have something in common. We have some connections in common. But as, if you're starting brand new, I'll go with first degree, second degree, and third degree all. Okay. And once I do that, you can search for, you can search for seniority level. So I only want people who are owner, who are VP, partner, director, CXO, manager. And then I do not care about, people who are at the entry level, training, unpaid, or even senior position. So this is what you'll find, like normally these are the people who are decision makers. And then it shows me that there are 900,000 plus results. So when I click on search, then it will open up the whole new search of leads. And here you can see that, this is the 900,000 plus total results. 14K of this, 14,000 of this, they changed job in the last 90 days. 32 mentions in the news in the past 30 days. Sorry, 302. And 44K plus posted on LinkedIn in the past 30 days. And 617 share experiences with you. So if you want to, focus on people who are active on LinkedIn, you want to just target these people, like 44K people who posted in the last 30 days. And then this is what you want to start targeting. So if you want to, you want to connect with them, send them a connection request along with a custom line. And that is how you start connecting with people. So, every week LinkedIn has a limitation that it will allow you to connect with 100 connections per week. And that's what you should start leveraging. And over a period of time, you'll see that you have more than 500 connections. And then, slowly these connections will start turning into, people who you talk to. Some of them could be a partnership, some of them could become a client. So again, this is how you leverage the LinkedIn Sales Navigator. All right, so I hope that answered Inder's question. He was asking about monthly premium. So this is how you use that tool. It's called LinkedIn Sales Navigator. You can sign up for a 30-day trial. And after 30-day, I don't know what it is in the US, but in India, it is 5,782 rupees. It is very worth it because the connections that you make, if you use it properly, it could be a great investment.
Mhm. The other thing that I want to highlight with the LinkedIn Premium, at least in North America, you also get access to their training portal where there's a lot of courses that you can access. So let's say if you're upskilling or you're trying to learn about a new field or trying to get a certificate, there is a lot of that content available from an education and a certification perspective. And LinkedIn actually will post a completion certificate on your profile automatically if you complete a course there.
Yeah, perfect.
So the
All
question
right.
from Arthi is, maybe we can tackle this question. So what is the difference between following and connecting with somebody on LinkedIn?
So when you are connecting with somebody, you are personally connected with them. So, but instead, when you are when you're just following someone, it's just like, you get to see their update, but you will not be able to message them, etc. That's the main difference.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Mintu. We can
Sure.
continue with the remaining presentation.
Yeah. So now that we have a good LinkedIn profile and we know how to find leads, how to leverage those leads, now it's time to start building your authority on LinkedIn, which is, again, you don't just create your profile and you don't do anything, but then if you want to position yourself as a thought leader or as an expert in your industry, then you should start doing posts on at least alternate days. So and then be consistent with it. So the other thing that you can do is you can create articles, and articles are just like long form articles, like how you write a blog post. So if you have a website, then what you can do is you can copy that entire, and if anybody has a website and they have people who write blog for them, or if you write blog for yourself, you can copy that entire blog content, and you can post it on LinkedIn as an article, and at the end of it you can link it back to your website. So that gets more visibility on LinkedIn, and you'll start noticing that you have people who are finding you new through your content. because LinkedIn distributes it quite well. And then consistency is the key. Whatever you're doing, if you decide to do like 2 posts a week, stick to that. If you decide to do 3 posts a week, stick to that. Or if you're comfortable in doing 1 post a day, stick to that. But whatever you're comfortable with, consistency is very important, and consistency is the key. That is how LinkedIn will reward you, and LinkedIn will distribute your content in the platform. Now, here are some tips to create a great LinkedIn post. So with the first line or with the first few words of the post, you need to arouse curiosity. So arouse curiosity with the opening, provide value, tag companies. So, like one of the recent posts that I did, I was talking about an early morning routine. And in that, I tagged Mind Valley, I tagged Vishain, and I tagged Robin Sharma. So again, if you are creating some relevant content, and if there is an opportunity to tag bigger accounts or bigger companies, feel free to do that. And obviously tag people. So again, you don't have to tag people and companies in every single post, but then whenever applicable, go ahead and tag companies and tag people. And then use 3 to 5 applicable hashtag in every single post. You don't have to know exactly what those hashtags are, but when you are typing it in the post, when you add hashtag and when you write like a couple of alphabets, LinkedIn will start showing you what hashtags you can use, so that you'll find it helpful in using 3 to 5 applicable hashtags in every single post. So yeah, I think that is it. The next step is, what we spoke about in this presentation is to build your LinkedIn All-Star profile, grow your network using the organic ways or the Sales Navigator, create consistent content. And once you create consistent content, once you're growing your network, obviously you will start building trust. And then, all these connections that you're making, that will automatically, come as new connections, new clients, new partnership, new venture, all of these things. So that was all from my end, Harry.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, a lot of great content there, Mintu. So I think anybody who's looking to understand some of the intricacies of LinkedIn has certainly been able, and you've been able to hint on those points very effectively. So I think that's great. A couple of questions that we have from the group here is that Mr. Mataru just posted a question that he's been posting content that's great, but he's not been able to reach people despite even using, let's say, hashtags that are relevant to the content that he's posting. So what are some of the recommendations you would have for Mr. Mataru to accelerate or reach to more audiences on LinkedIn?
Yeah, so I would recommend that, patience is also required. Like if you are doing a post, you have to do it consistently. As in, when I started doing LinkedIn at the very first, in my initial weeks or months, everyone sees the same thing, that your content does not get engagement. But as you start creating content, as you start creating content which adds value to the audience, and then you use the hashtag, you'll automatically see that LinkedIn is distributing it more. Because again, all these are distribution platforms. They see like how good your content is. So when you publish that content, it will show to a certain number of people, and that's how they judge like how good the content is and how well are people liking it. And based on how that content does in the initial couple of hours of publishing, that's how it determines how much LinkedIn is going to show to others.
Yeah, yeah.
So I would say,
Answer, yeah.
to Mr. Mataru, keep doing it consistently, and I'm sure you'll see your content getting more reach and more engagement.
All right, great. That's a great answer, Mintu. Thank you. The other question that we have is it better to publish content using your own personal profile or company profile? Is there a
No.
difference? I mean, the process seems really similar, that you still have to build a profile, whether that's a business's profile or a personal profile, right?
So people like to connect with individuals and not as company. So you should definitely have your company profile, but when you are creating all these posts, you should do that from your personal profile, because that's what will get more engagement.
All right, great answer. Um, Inder Kocher asked a question about sending good morning tech messages to their followers on LinkedIn. I'm guessing on a daily basis. What is your opinion about that?
Sending good morning messages to followers on a daily
Right,
basis.
like inspiring messages. I mean, I get a lot of those on WhatsApp on a daily basis in the groups I'm in. But I tend to go mute on those groups because more often than not, they will basically give you a notification and you're like, I'm a person who wants least amount of notifications on my phone, right? So, but a lot of people like those texts. So what is your opinion about those?
I think, I do the same thing, Harry. If people, and in fact, in some groups, I have told people, please do not even send good morning, good night messages. That's not what I'm here for. And still, if there are groups where people send it, I just mute it. But then, so again, the thing is, every day you do not want to just send good morning messages. It can, maybe a couple of times a week you can do that, but not just plain good morning messages. Good morning along with some value add that you are doing. That's fine a couple of times a week, but then I would not recommend to do it every single day.
Yeah, makes sense, because I mean, it's one of those things that people get annoyed with as well. It's like, if you don't send
Yeah,
it
totally.
info, yeah, so all right. So another question we have from Rajashri is, do companies not take offense about getting tagged in random posts? And I think that you're probably going to say something about creating value for those companies in your message, but I'll let you answer that.
No, I don't think there's, I mean, as long as you're not saying anything negative and unreal about these companies, it is actually helping them with publicity. So like I said, in my example, I was talking about the benefits of waking up at 5 a.m. And, I tagged Robin Sharma because I had seen his video about waking up at 5 a.m. and benefits of waking up at 5 a.m. And Robin Sharma's video was on Mindvalley and it was with Vishen. So that was the reason I tagged all three of them. So, obviously they do not mind you doing that. I mean, it's in a way you're appreciating them for adding value to your life.
Yep, exactly. So a question from Mr. Mataru is, he posts based on relevance and not frequency. Is there a connection there? Or let's say if somebody does not post on 3 times a week or 3 times a month basis, how can they still be relevant on LinkedIn?
They can still be relevant, but then as I said, consistency is important. So whatever, and that's why, if you are okay with 2 posts a week, do that. If you're okay with 3 posts a week, do that. And there are people who are doing 1 post every single day. So again, pick a routine that works for you. But yeah, it's important to stick to the consistency, because that is how you will see that your content is getting more reach.
Sounds good. All right, great. So I think a lot of great content. I think that's the end of the questions that we have. So we can probably open up the floor for everybody who's on this call. If you guys want to turn on your cameras, say hi to everybody, and maybe let's just get a conversation started on any topics that anybody wants to introduce into the conversation here. So I guess maybe we'll start with how, if we have any LinkedIn power users already. I know Mr. Mataru said he tries to use LinkedIn, but he's probably not getting any benefit out of it. But anybody here on the call who's actually trying to build their LinkedIn profile, or who's trying to just get to the next step, was how do we actually use LinkedIn? How do we make it relevant? So has anybody put a lot of effort into it so far, or are you looking for help to do that? Is that what you do, Bintu? Do you help people build these profiles, or do you help more on the marketing side of things?
I mean, building these profiles will not take a lot of time and effort. So honestly, if you put like an hour or a couple of hours, that will be more than enough to fix all these issues in your profile and to have a good professional profile. But yeah, if anybody needs any help, feel free to drop me an email. My email is am I allowed to share my email?
Yeah, certainly.
Yeah, so my email is mintu@marketinglab.in. So if you have any question or if you find any difficulty in following along whatever we have discussed, feel free to drop me an email and we can connect.
Sounds great. Sounds great. All right, I'm going to open the floor. It's just me and Mintu talking, so I'm going to open the floor for everybody else to participate. I see Mr. Gary also joined us, so thank you, Mr. Gary, for joining us.
All I would say is thank you so much. That was great information. I appreciate it.
Yep,
I
thank you.
had the LinkedIn, but I never went in there to even update anything. So then once I went and I found so many links already there, but that's the way it was anyway. I had a growing business going on constantly, never bothered about anything in the social media.
There you go. Marketing is not for you then, because you already have a business that's grown. All right, great. So Mr. Mataru, maybe we'll put you on the spot and see what you're doing from a marketing perspective for your business. I know you're doing a lot of interesting things in India.
Right. So largely, both my questions were from that perspective. So a lot of our content is community driven, and even though there's so much to write about, but I'm very selective in putting the kind of, otherwise it can be a content every day, a post every day, but I'm generally very selective about that. But I do see, that, and surprising, I don't know why, for example, we recently won this SOCAP scholarship, US based, and we are one among the 50 from across the world. And that content, even while it was tagged, we tagged SOCAP as well, just went out to about 60, 80 odd people, viewed by around 1,000 odd people. And that really got me intriguing that what's happening. And then I went back to all my other posts and I saw that that's what the consistency has been. And that's what the relevance of my question as well, that, I generally try and put a post once a month or once fortnightly. Now understanding that the frequency isn't that great, but when the content is decent enough, it should, and it probably can reach out to more relevant audiences. And especially the space that we are in, sustainability, health and wellness and community, that's a buzzword everywhere, and not just on LinkedIn. So that's what's very intriguing to me, that why isn't it reaching a wider audience?
So let me ask a quick question. Are you posting under your own personal profile or your business's profile?
So I post under my own personal profile, and I tag our Farmer Story page as well. And then we try and repost it through our company page as well.
All right, sounds good. So I think you're doing everything right. I don't know, maybe you need Mintu's help here.
Yeah.
I'm sure
Yeah. Sorry.
I'm sure, once you start doing it consistently, I'm sure you'll see that, the posts are getting more reach and engagement.
I hope I'm going to try that more often now.
So maybe a question here. So Mintu, is there a way to find out what hashtags are trending, let's say the sustainability space? So sustainability is a very wide topic, right? Yeah. So, but let's say if we were to do some research, and maybe this is something you do in your company as well, is research what hashtags are more relevant. So maybe there's more relevant hashtags that have better traction than just a sustainability hashtag, right?
Not really. I mean, like I said, when you are creating your post and when you type like a couple of alphabets of the hashtag, LinkedIn will show you all the other relevant hashtag. Like you have probably seen that, Mr. Mataru, right?
Yeah.
So from that list, you just pick, you just choose what's most relevant for your business, and that's what, don't go over on that. Like, just use 3 to 5 hashtags in every post, not more, not less. Yeah, that's the sweet spot.
Okay. So I'll do it again this time. I think the Mintu magic might work.
Well, let us know. Let us know.
Sure. This is very informative. Thank you so much, Mintu.
Yeah,
Thank you.
very good. Mr. Sushil has been with us since the beginning of the webinar. Maybe I want to see what Mr. Sushil does and how he uses LinkedIn.
Well, I plan to use it, okay? I had known about it for the last 20 years or so, okay, but haven't really used it. And everything, something more important comes in the way. Okay, and so one of the activities that I'm involved is in a non-profit organization, which is for rapid rural development of India. I want to know, is it something that can be used for non-profits or is it strictly for business? I have both the interests I have, but can we use it over there also?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, I know Mr. Mataru has a company that's working on a social cause as well. So, I mean, it's certainly open for businesses that may be of nonprofit nature as well. So if you have an organization that is that you're running, you could certainly have a LinkedIn presence there and build a community around your profile. So, but Mintu can probably add more to that.
Could we have your contact information, Harry?
Yeah, I can put my contact information there. I'm no expert, but I guess I'm good at answering questions.
I love to talk with people who have different backgrounds than I have. That way I learn something more. Okay, that
Certainly.
I'm not just talking to myself.
Certainly. All right, so I see that everybody else has dropped off. I see Mr. Gary's still on mute, so he's probably busy with work and stuff. But I want to welcome our 2 new additions to PCC, Aarti and Anshu. You guys have been hanging out in the background, so I'm going to call you out and welcome you to PCC as well.
Where are you based out of, Harry?
I am based out of Toronto, Canada.
Okay, so you're in the same time zone.
Oh, whereabouts are you, Mr. Bhatia?
I'm in New Jersey.
New Jersey, okay.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
cool. So we're definitely in the same time zone.
Well, we would just like to connect with you. So send me an email. We can exchange phone numbers.
Yep, certainly. Or yeah, my email's right there. Did you?
Yeah,
get a
I
chance to-
copied it. Yeah.
All right, perfect. Yeah, just send me an email and we can exchange.
I see
I'd like
even
to say
Harry
hello to Inder
joined us.
also.
I'm sorry I didn't catch that. Yes, Mintu, please feel free to drop off, and thank you so much for your time and knowledge today. And I hope we connect in the future. I may have a marketing need that I may reach out to you for as well. So thank you again.
Me
Yeah,
too,
definitely.
definitely.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank
Have a great day.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Thank you,
evening.
Mintu. Thank you,
Thanks,
Harry.
Harry.
Everyone.
Yep. Thank you, guys. I think we'll conclude this webinar, and you've got my email, Mintu's email. If we need to have further conversations, we can do that. Unless there's a topic that anybody wants to bring up, we can stay on this.
I'm good. That was the biggest pain point for me.
Yeah, I found a lot of success. I post not consistently, but once a month or something. But whenever I tag bigger companies, I had a post about our company got funding from Google, so I did a post about tagging Google in it, and it got a lot of traction. I mean, I usually used to hover around 300-400 views of the post and maybe 15-20 likes. Well, this got propelled to like 4,000 views and let's say 80 likes or something, and shares as well. So so I guess definitely tag companies, use their leverage to your leverage.
So 2 things. One is there's a lot of views. On an average, there could be around 1,500 odd views, or even 2,000 odd so. But then yes, the second point, which is more critical, is that I'm yet to get funded by Google.
Okay, there you go. But yeah,
So let's see how that goes.
Yeah, maybe you'll get there. Maybe you'll get there.
Yeah, I'm very hopeful.
Yeah. I like what you're doing, and I was actually going to reach out to you last time we talked, but we never did. But I want to see how what you do, how you do it, and if there's an opportunity to be involved somehow.
Oh, why not? Why not? We are, as we speak, We are exploring possibilities in GCC countries.
Mhm.
And even in Australia and Singapore, we have already formed up a partnership.
Mhm.
And with the kind of products that we do, we believe that's the future.
Mhm.
You know, sustainably grown indigenous desi varieties of food,
Right.
and
Mhm.
both traditional and modern. Right, we do something like jaggery peanut butter. Right, most of the US is hooked on, or Western countries are hooked on to peanut butters.
Right.
But we do something which is jaggery peanut butter, right?
Mhm.
Completely taking off the preservatives and the sweetness of it, and both plain and it's a hit here with a lot of our partnerships
Mhm.
with nutritionists, retail partners, and there are many other products related to that as well. So yeah,
Right. Right.
I'll be more
Yeah,
than happy.
certainly. Yeah. I'll certainly reach out to you. We'll schedule a one-on-one, and we'll dig deeper into what you
Definitely.
do and how
Include me in that one. I'd like to know more.
certainly. We can bring you into that conversation. as well.
Yes. Great.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. This was a
Chalo.
great session. A lot of great information. A lot of great people. So, thank you so much again.
Thank you. As always, you've been a great host.
Yeah, thank you, and I just want to highlight our team in India. They do a wonderful job. They work after
Oh, yes.
hours. They work nights. So thank you guys so much for putting it all together. All your efforts. You guys are always there, keeping everybody alive on WhatsApp and emails and whatnot. So, but
Yeah.
I think without these guys, we would not have a lot of
Definitely.
participation.
Great connecting, guys.
All right,
so
thank
much
you
for
so much,
organizing
everyone. Take care.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Bye.
Good night.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for your time. I'm closing the webinar for everyone.
All right, cheers. Thank you.